We're doing this.
Hey.
It's happening.
It is.
Don't be nervous.
I'm not.
Don't poop your pants.
No pooping on
Deal.
the set. It's a small enclosed area, and it would get really stinky really fast.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerd Attempts to Save the World, episode 20. I am with the Screen Talkers podcast, Tim and Kevin. They've come to talk to me about DC and Marvel movies, and probably a couple other things will get thrown in there. So, guys, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you.
you are very welcome.
We traveled all the way here.
It was a long, arduous journey.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a few hours.
It was a few hours. Well, how long of that was spent at McDonald's?
17 minutes.
17 minutes. Okay. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're tuning in, I just want to let you know the comment feed is live and working. So if you have any questions about what's being said, if you want to troll us, I love trolls. I really do. Say whatever you want. We'll talk to you. We weren't on last week. I wanted to apologize to my fans and the people that do tune in every single week. We just had some stuff that was going on with the family. We wanted to take a week off. I will tell you, we do have something special planned for next week, which I will talk about later. Matt, howdy to you. Thanks for tuning in. We got a couple other people that are watching right now.
We got an upset person.
Yeah, well, we have someone who's upset because we weren't on last week. Well, that's just how it is. Anyways, so let's just dive right into it, and
Sure.
let's talk about a movie that came out. What was it, like about a month ago at this point now? 3 weeks ago?
If it's the one I think you're talking about, yeah, just about a month and a week.
Yeah, about a month and a week. Oh, that's very accurate.
Well, if it's the right movie, it was May 4th. I know it wasn't May 4th.
Hi, Sam. Okay, so all right, so it was about a month, a week ago. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
All right, it was the second edition to the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's part of the Marvel Universe. It is set out in outer space and a whole different realm of the universe, and it's using the same cast that we grew to love from Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Kevin's beard is pretty good. I think mine's better, but, you know, if we want to take a poll on this, we can.
You should have seen his beard at my wedding.
Oh, really?
Oh.
How long was it?
It's probably like up to here.
I'm so envious.
I asked him, as my best man, I need you to grow your beard, and he did not disappoint.
So, like, I have this, like, swirly thing that goes on with my beard. So I always have this fear that if I did bring it out long, I'm just going to have, like, this one, like, Viking-type braid.
It gets very knotted.
Yeah, and I just don't think I could deal with that part of it.
Conditioner and combing.
Conditioner and combing.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
That's what I'm calling our episode, this conditioner and combing.
Conditioner and combing. Yeah, just so you know, we are broadcasting to their podcast as well as our podcast. They actually did a Guardians of the Galaxy episode recently, correct?
We did a spoiler app where we kind of talked about everything.
Okay.
You can find it on our page. I'll plug it at the end, but we call it Yondu of the Galaxy. I won't go into why.
Yondu of the Galaxy. I like it. All right, but we're not going to do any spoilers. We're going to give some things we liked about the movie. We'll touch on plot points. We'll touch on the characters. But we're not going to give away any kind of spoilers that you didn't see in a trailer. So,
Oh, that's going to be some feedback. I was just trying to give you another viewer.
you were trying... It's okay. You want to know what? It wasn't me this time that forgot to put the volume down.
No,
So-
that was me.
All right.
All me.
Excellent. Professional podcasting at its finest. So let's get right into it. Kevin, what were your initial thoughts or like overall feel of the movie?
It was exciting.
It was
It
exciting.
was the first movie that I'd seen in a long time that was just fully engaging and just all around completely entertaining. There was not a single moment where I was starting to feel bored or I was lost. I was fully engaged the entire time, and I loved every second of it. Like, I'm sitting there kind of shaking, like, oh my god, this is so good.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Is that what you were doing too? Were you shaking? And
I wasn't shaking as much. My face did hurt at the end of the film because I don't think I ever stopped smiling and laughing so much. Within the first 15 minutes, the opening scene, not the opening scene, but when we see our heroes for the first time, was so much fun
yeah.
that I didn't want that scene to end, and that feel and that atmosphere of that scene completely carried over through the whole film.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, my initial reaction to the movie was laughter, just like you guys were saying. Yeah. I went and saw it with my wife. We make a point anytime a movie of this caliber comes out, we'll get a babysitter. We'll go and see it in the movie theater, and the reason we want to do that is because we just want that entire feel. And recently they've had the Movie Tavern open here, which has the most comfortable seating. I just, like, they're not paying me to say that. I just wanted to.
They do have the most comfortable seating, but also the biggest check at the end.
They have the biggest check at the end, and you got to be very careful with what food you pick, too.
Yeah.
Like, you guys can't see this, but okay, I wore this shirt for two reasons. One is I love it. The other reason is I went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy in this shirt. Or no, maybe it's the other movie we're going to talk about in that shirt.
Okay.
And I decided to get pasta. You try to get pasta. You see that mark right there? And that mark right there? They can't see it.
No,
but there's some
was
sauce.
it? How was the pasta?
I don't like to speak ill of other businesses on my podcast. I think they have extremely comfortable seating.
Oh, they do. They do.
Extremely comfortable seating. I like the big drinks, and there's other food that I do like. But I would skip the chicken and sausage pasta.
All right.
So great seats, but not for pasta.
Not for pasta.
Okay.
You got that small little tray, and so they put it on there, and then you're trying to eat it, and I'm like leaning forward.
Yeah, as you're kind of leaning back.
And your legs are up.
So to like sit forward and eat, you have to just be completely uncomfortable to try to do it. So,
well, like I have to either like sit like this and be over it like this, while I'm watching the person next to me being like, "Who is this weirdo?" Or I'm sitting back like this. Okay, and I'm trying to eat it, and it's just, doom.
Well, that's when you have to look at the guy next to you and say, "Would you like some too?"
Yeah.
You want in on this?
Well, no, it was an older lady, and I just.
Oh, even better.
I was just like, look at her and be like, "So sorry. I'm really not this gross. I just want to eat my food. Sorry." But it doesn't work. It does not work. But anyways, no, I really enjoyed the movie. Like you said, the opening sequence just really laid out a fantastic, fun, entertaining movie. And what I'm seeing with a trend, and you guys can tell me if you've seen this too or not, is that with the movies that are coming out this summer, next summer there's a really, really large movie coming out, and in November there's a really, really large movie coming out for DC. But this summer seems to be a build-up summer where they're taking individual characters and building them up and trying to create their own universe for them. But they're doing it in a way that I haven't seen them do it before, which is they are paring down this want for a big storyline where they're just trying to jam everything they can possibly do in 2 hours and 45 minutes. And instead of you really connecting with a new character, they're just like, oh, we're going to throw in this character, and make it so jam-packed that you don't get to really, connect with these characters. And when you see like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, one of the things I liked is that they didn't try to take the entire comic book series or add all characters from other movies and jam-pack it into it. They said, no, this is the story we're going with. These are the characters we're going to focus on, and this is what we're going to do. And every character is going to have that moment that shines, but this is the underlying story.
You want to take that?
I see this too. Okay, I packed a lot into that. So back to pasta.
I mean, I guess I can say with Marvel, the one thing that I enjoy with that big scale is we know who these characters are. Like you said with Guardians, we're getting this entire experience of who they are. That we know who they are as characters, who they are as people, what drives them, what hurts them, and what motivates them. And I think that's part of the reason why Marvel's so successful right now. Is it's not just a superhero movie. We have characters. We have people. We have people who we want to be, people who we want to be friends with. As you said, after Guardians, I just want to hang out with these people. You want to go to McLaren's, like How I Met Your Mother, and hang out with them.
Yeah, as soon as the movie was over, like the next day, I'm just thinking, like, I miss my friends.
So I think that reaction is what's so good. But the problem I have I guess I can say problem, or maybe it's the unknown for DC right now.
Okay.
Is I don't have that feel for
Okay.
Justice League. I know who Superman is, I know who Batman is, and I now know who Wonder Woman is.
Okay.
But now I'm supposed to go into Justice League this fall, knowing who Aquaman is, knowing Flash.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a little bit because of the TV shows, but as we don't know anything about comics.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to look at comics to movies as their own entities and their own mediums.
Correct.
And I need the world painted for me. I need to understand what's happening to care for these characters.
Okay.
So when Batman goes through a struggle, or when Superman, if he comes back, and Wonder Woman, when they have all this going on, in Cyborg, I don't know anything about these guys. So
Yeah.
hopefully Justice League will give me a little bit of a story for those characters, but I guess that's the big thing for me between Marvel and DC is Marvel, I feel like I'm friends and I'm on the journey with them. In DC, I feel like I'm kind of in the background, watching through binoculars because they're destroying Metropolis.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I was like, you're like, I completely agree. I'm like, well, no, please, please expound if you wish. So, no, but when it comes to like the Marvel and the DC universes, I mean, one of the reasons why Marvel just catapulted into the movies is because they humanized their characters. DC started these characters when, these superheroes didn't even, weren't even a thought. They started in the 1920s with Superman, and then Batman came along, then Wonder Woman. These are our oldest and greatest American icons in many ways. And so what happens is, DC wants to protect their intellectual rights, but they still have to find some way to make them relatable to now. Like if you look at Captain America, he was not relatable to now in any way, shape, or form, because he was built upon American muscle during the wars, and that's not something that is really big in today's day and age. So they had to bring him back in some way that people could attach to him, and now they have to do that with these characters. So, not to get too much into that, but that kind of leads us into the next movie that just came out a couple weeks ago and is blowing up everywhere, which is Wonder Woman.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah,
I wish I could.
I know we talked about a little bit at work, and I don't have a negative thing to say about that movie at all.
Okay.
I have nothing negative. I went in very, I don't want to say the word skeptical. I think I was more nervous because of the weight that everyone had about that movie, and this is, I don't. Kevin sighed when I said this last time, but the first big female lead superhero, a lot of people were against it and pushing. Me and my wife went into it not thinking that at all. I was like, it's probably going to be a good movie, and it turned out to be better than a good movie.
Yeah.
It was, so good, so good. It was one of those movies when the credits started rolling. I looked at my wife and I was like, that was amazing. And as we talked about earlier, she doesn't like to tell me if things are good movie-wise, but she looked at me and she's like, yeah, that was really good. We didn't want it to end.
Yeah. Well, no, when it comes to, like, if you notice, my wife's on here, loves Wandy, okay? I mean, she...
Well, I can see why. She was awesome.
Yeah, well, no, for us, it really came down to, we need to see this, and we need to see this almost immediately when it comes out. This, among any other movies, for my wife specifically, she really, really, really wanted to see this movie. And I said, all right, it's DC. I'm a Marvel guy. I don't make any qualms about that. I'm going to say something a little controversial. I think Superman should have stayed dead. I
mean, he's an alien, so we need to kill him.
Yeah, okay, fine, yeah.
He's an alien. We got to get rid of him. They take over the Earth.
They do, and he was just, But no, I think he should stay dead, and if you want to show me you're angry at that, go right ahead. But I have my reasons. I might get into them later, but he should have stayed dead. But I went into this movie with a lot of apprehension, going, okay.
See, she actually said it was good.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was so amazing. Yep. And Amanda's saying hello to you.
Hello, Amanda. Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. So, no, I went in there with a lot of apprehension, just like you, because it was DC, and DC really hasn't had a hit movie since the Batman movies that Christopher Nolan made. But they hit it out of the park. This was a solid home run, grand slam, whatever kind of athletic analogy you want to use. It was
a turkey.
It was a turkey. Yep. It was three. It was a perfect score.
Yeah.
I did have things about the movie that did sit with me not well. One being the antagonist. I won't talk about that. Like I said, I don't do spoilers on the show, but the antagonist in this felt kind of like an afterthought, in my opinion. And it's okay that he was, though. It's not a bad thing. You don't always need to have this. Kevin.
Hi, wife.
She raised you better, Kevin. She raised you better.
That's funny.
Love that. But no, as far as like my overall impression, it was extremely positive. I think my wife actually has a bigger crush on Gal Gadot than me, and that's saying something.
How do you say her last name?
Godot.
I was way off.
What were you thinking? Gadot?
Yeah.
Gadot. Okay,
Yeah.
so from now on, it's Gal Gadot.
That's what I thought it was.
So
sorry.
the lead actress of Wonder Woman, Gail Gadot, she's a good-looking woman.
It's Han's girlfriend.
She's smart. Captain Kirk is her boyfriend. No, but anyways, Chris Pine's in the movie. One of the things that I talked to you about at work, because we actually work together. One of the things that I actually talked to you about at work is when it comes to the Chris Evans character in this movie, I make the claim that if you watch this movie and you like this movie and you enjoy this movie and you're female and you're from this generation, like you're still trying to find that Mr. Right, just be like Chris Pine is in this movie. This is what today's day and age woman is looking for in a man. Someone who is independent, but also cares about what you want, and also doesn't lose his man card in doing so. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very different from Captain Kirk
Yeah.
in this movie. Much more of a gentleman.
Yeah.
We also found out that he wasn't needed for private times, as she told him on the boat. So he was a perfect guy.
Yeah, he was the perfect guy.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic. No, he plays a great character. All the other supporting characters of the Wonder Woman troupe, whether it be the women that are on the island with her or the people that she meets along on her journey, all of them play amazing roles. I really can't say enough about them. Like, the only thing I say is the antagonist.
Which I do disagree with you on.
I know you disagree with me on that.
I think because of the reasons that you disagree with it is the exact reasons that I enjoyed that so much.
Okay.
So
yeah, I don't think. Oh, look at that! Loves you.
and my wife loves Chris Pine.
Yeah, there we go. Well, welcome to the wife feed. If you want to join the wives and say something, please feel free. Mine admits to liking Gail Gadot, and yours says that you're Mr. Right.
Yeah.
And yours wants Chris Pine. So
I think it's because of his role in Smoking Aces. I think that's probably why.
I forgot his role. His role in Smoking Aces was great. Was it the fact that he was over Batman, making him lip talk? I mean, is that the part of the movie that you really liked?
I don't think my wife has seen that movie, so she's not going to know what we're referencing.
Okay,
But
so
okay.
Smoking Aces is a movie. It was a total guy movie, and anyone that tries to tell me it's a total guy movie.
It's a great movie.
It's
though.
a fantastic
it's so
movie.
good.
Yeah,
But he's right. It's total guy movie.
it's a total guy movie.
Completely.
Yeah, there's Jeremy Piven must die, and we're gonna send every great actor or actress from action flicks after him all at the same time.
And Benjamin Button's adopted mother is going to snipe you with a rifle.
Yes.
So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Never saw that movie.
Which one?
Benjamin Button.
Did you know it's almost like is it Memento that's backwards?
Memento is backwards.
Yeah, it's just like that.
So I've heard.
Oh, we got to move the mics away.
Uh-oh.
It's echoing. See?
Oh boy.
Tell me if that's better.
How dare we with these mics? Let me bring mine this way. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Careful, you got it?
I don't know.
Nope. Uno momento.
Look what we did. This is us doing this, Kevin, by the way.
Could be.
Which is weird, because ours is...
Fine on your end.
Not sure.
Okay. Back to the video. Let's see.
Now we're going to check it.
We're checking it.
For those listening to our audio podcast, we're having technical difficulties because we have two mics going.
Yep.
We got two fines.
We got two fines, but let's take a look. It doesn't look to be echoing now.
Good?
Are we good?
We got a 10-second delay, right?
We have a 10-second delay. Sounds off just for you. That is not uncommon for my wife. Enough with Guardians? What, Matt? You don't like Guardians? You don't want to talk about Guardians? Okay, Shar hears an echo.
Interesting.
I hear an echo. Well, let's move it this way. Hello?
This is my favorite part about audio podcasts.
This is my favorite part about going live. My favorite part about going live is that there's going to be a part where, you know, you can't hear. There's things that happen. All right. Well, everything else is off.
I'll turn up my phone. I'll see if we hear an echo.
Okay.
A slight echo.
Slight echo. We're going to go
a
with
slight
it.
echo.
We're going to go with it. We're going to go. We're going to do it.
Shar says the time that she listens to a podcast. That's hysterical, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, the TV volume is down. All of the sound is down except for the microphone. We're going to go. We're going to do this. We're going to go.
Let's do it.
In the words of WCW, or was it WWF back in the old days, fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live! No, that was actually Bill O'Reilly on Fox News. We'll do it live!
I think Hogan said it way back in the day, live when he was doing an interview or something like that. So
Yeah, always do it live. That's what I always say. Anyways, all right. So back, so Wonder Woman. What I also want to say is, I think that DC really struck a positive nerve coming out of the gate with this movie, that we could potentially see a whole new kind of movie for Justice League, especially because Zack Snyder taped it, but now we have Joss Whedon editing it, because Zack Snyder, unfortunately, he had a tragedy hit his family. So I think with Joss Whedon taking it over and editing it for Zack Snyder, we could see a whole different kind of Justice League.
it's very possible.
Okay.
It was just reshoots, right?
It was just
and
reshoots.
Just the final editing for the majority of the film was done.
Yes.
Okay, so there might be slight changes made, but I mean, he did great with Avengers.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron is a different story, but I'm interested to see what will happen. So
I didn't mind Age of Ultron. I mean, I don't think they could have ever redone what they did in the first movie. I mean, that first movie, they hit it out of the park, and I don't think you can recapture that with the same characters after they've established such a level of trust from all of them.
I guess my issue with it,
Okay.
where I don't mean how they could outdo what they did in the first, but it's called Age of Ultron, and I felt that the movie took place in a period of 5 days. It's not really an age. I felt that the movie should have been extended over a time a little bit. That way we could have saw more of a world get to a place where the word age really had the emphasis.
Hi, Marilyn. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for being here. I understand what you're saying with that, but I also I'll get like techno geek babble on it. Age of Ultron, I mean, it was him, like, I mean, even though he was only in for 5 days, like, from a computer program point of view, it was eons for him. Like, he just learned everything about...
Oh, you're just like my last podcast with John. You guys say one thing that changes my entire way of thinking. So that I never even put it into that aspect. It's not about the Avengers in that movie at all.
No.
Yeah. He's basically Lilu from Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Where she intakes all the information.
Wow, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's
That's
just sitting
exactly
there
what
learning everything, and he's like, big bada boom, multi-pass.
Yeah.
So...
Well, but you have two different things that happen.
Yeah.
With Multipass, you had Bruce Willis fall in love and kiss her right at the right moment. And then with Age of Ultron, you had the Jarvis... When does he call himself Jarvis now that he has like the Infinity Stone in his forehead?
No, I don't think he calls himself Jarvis. I think he said he was Jarvis.
Yeah, he was Jarvis.
But now I think he even said like I was, but now I'm something else.
But does he have a name? Does anyone know what his name is? If you know what his name is,
Well, Vision.
what?
I mean that's the character name, Vision.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Okay.
I don't care.
I thought there was like a deeper thing you were trying to get at for him. Okay.
No. I'm trying to get Vision. Okay.
Yes,
so
Vision.
Thank you. I can't remember. So Vision and Ultron have that moment, and it's not love. And so what ends up happening is he destroys them.
It wasn't love. There wasn't a sex scene in a sun tanning container at the end of the movie while the president watches.
I think they missed an opportunity there. I think they really missed an opportunity.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean they introduced two new characters. They created a character from the ashes, and then James Spader, anytime he does a voice for something, I think he just has that recognizable, dark, sinister voice. And I would love to hear him be like the villain voice in many other things too.
Sure.
Yeah. I also like the twins.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that what's his face, Mr. Fast in the Shoes.
Mr. Fat,
What is his name?
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he died.
Well, he had to.
I know. I think I enjoyed that aspect just because we don't see enough heroes actually get a human element like that.
Yeah.
Well, that was a human death. It wasn't a hero death. That was strictly like, hey, I'm a human being, and a few were going to go right through me.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed that aspect.
There's this great video on Facebook where they show the Flash, Supergirl, Superman all catching bullets, and they go, and this is how Quicksilver catches bullets. And
He gets hit.
It just hits him.
I think it is funny though. Your wife said X-Men versus Quicksilver better. I enjoy the fact that in Kick-Ass, both Quicksilvers are together in that movie.
Oh wow!
They're best friends in that movie. Both actors who both play Quicksilver.
I never made that connection.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, and then Jim Carrey had to go in and apologize
Jim Carrey had to go and apologize?
for all the violence in Kick-Ass 2. With everything going on in the world, like Jim Carrey came out and said, "I am sorry for this movie and how violent it is."
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because he felt bad because of all the violence in the world, and Kick-Ass 2 is nothing but violence, and he's like, "This."
Was he involved in Kick-Ass too?
He was one of the big supporting characters in that movie.
Jim Carrey?
Yeah, I think he's like an army guy.
Oh,
He was like,
yeah.
He's a former like Marine or
Yeah.
something. He gets caught up in the whole thing.
That was Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm learning a lot about Kick-Ass too. Now I gotta go back and watch that movie. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the first Kick-Ass movie, but the Kick-Ass 2, I think I watched it while I was doing something else, just because it wasn't capturing my attention. It was like a DVD rental for me, so.
It didn't same way. It didn't really capture. It was on in the background. I didn't feel invested in that movie like I did the first one. First one was so good. I think it was because Nicolas Cage was Batman.
Nicolas Cage was Batman, and it was a great Batman. And I loved the little girl. I thought the little girl was just badass.
And the fact that movie Kick-Ass took my favorite song from the movie Sunshine and played it when she puts on the strobe light and shooting all the guys in the head to save her dad when he's on fire. That was
probably
my utmost favorite movie score song in my entire life. That song.
I wasn't a big fan of the movie, but I do love that scene.
You weren't a fan of Sunshine?
No, of Kick-Ass.
Oh, okay. I gotta get you to watch Sunshine. Oh,
Yeah.
Captain America's in that movie. He's fantastic in it.
Well, see, my favorite song during an action sequence was Black Betty from Kung Pao.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh yeah, when he's about to take on Betty and like he puts on the music and then he hits it with the china and then it turns into Black Betty. That was it for me.
I gotta watch that again.
I think we end up watching it probably once every. Yeah, Kevin, you're too quiet.
Sorry. As in I'm not talking too much, or I'm quiet.
Give it 10 seconds.
Give it 10 seconds. We have a 10-second delay, so I'll talk through the 10 seconds, then we'll get back to Kevin. Why are you too quiet? But no, we end up watching Kung Pao probably once every 2 years. You know, we'll find a friend that'll be like, "Oh, I've never seen Kung Pao. Come on over. We're gonna watch it."
I don't know if I have a movie like that.
Yeah.
Do you have one? You have a go-to?
Bad Boys.
First?
Or second. Well, you have to watch the first, obviously.
Do you? I mean, we can have this debate at another time if you really want to. But...
I mean, no, you don't have to, but you should.
Because if you really want to get cadavers thrown at you, just go right to the second movie.
I was going to say, is there any real Michael Bay movie where you have to watch the one previously?
No, because they're pretty much all the same.
They're all the same. There's going to be a spinning sequence. There's going to be a bridge sequence.
Who's the...
Oh, hey, Kevin, yes. Bad Boys for Life. That's right.
You mentioned story for Michael Bay movies. I can't remember his name. Who played... Hannibal? Not Hannibal. What's that movie? Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, you mean Anthony Hopkins?
Anthony Hopkins. I guess he just came out and said... I don't understand what's happening in these Transformer movies right now, and like he's super against being in the movies because he can't understand what's happening while they film. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of
well. Kelsey Grammer said the same thing too.
He was in.
He was in one of them, wasn't he? He was in the first one or something.
Was he?
No, John Voight. Sorry, I'm getting John.
Yes,
Voight.
He was in the first.
John Voight said the same thing. Sorry.
That's
Urban
okay.
Cowboy himself. So.
I mean, Michael Bay just needs to realize less is actually more with his movies.
He will never get that.
Yeah.
Because they make money.
Yeah. I think he needs to just have like a big Transformers bar where like Megatron and
it
Optimus
transforms
Prime...
into a toilet so you can poop
No.
on it?
It's a bar. It's a bar designed for the robots. And they all go in there, they all get a couple drinks, and they actually just talk out their problems. I think that would, like Transformers 6, we just can't do it anymore. Yeah. Well, they talk about the glory days. Hey, you remember that time we destroyed that town? Yeah. And I put that cube into your chest, but, and it kills almost anyone else. But, you came back. It didn't kill you,
That's true. Yeah. I kind of forgot. I just kind of forgot about those movies in general. I saw the first three. And then the fourth one came out that had Mark Wahlberg and T.J. Miller. And as soon as T.J. Miller died, I shut it off. Because I love T.J. Miller.
Yeah, I never saw it, so thanks.
Sweet.
You're not... Well, they killed him because I guess on set, T.J. Miller made a really bad joke about Michael Bay or something.
Oh, really?
Like, he just wasn't enjoying... Like, basically, like, these movies are ridiculous. And he made a joke, and it got back to Michael Bay. So Michael Bay's like, is that how you feel? Because, I'm giving you a really big paycheck, so, yeah, you're dead in the next scene. And then they killed his character off so he could never come back.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean...
And then Silicon Valley came out.
Yeah.
Well,
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
I think he left that show, didn't he?
Silicon Valley?
I read that he left the show.
Well, I mean, he's got a good career now. I mean, he's in the next Deadpool movie.
And if they ever make another Big Hero 6, Big Hero 7...
They're supposed to.
Oh, good, I can hear him go, yeah, science!
Yeah.
I can hear him do that again, which I'm excited about.
Did you see the ending scene? Big Hero 6 actually had like an after credit scene.
I don't think I did.
Oh, that's what made the movie for me.
All right, I gotta go back and watch it then.
So in August, we are possibly going to Boston Comic Con, and the reason we're going to Boston Comic Con is because we're hoping Stan Lee will be there, and if Stan Lee
He is in a bunch of Doug Loves Movies. That's actually my favorite podcast. So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. No, there's so Stan Lee is probably going to be there, and if he is, I'm going to pay the money, whatever I have to, just to have like 5 seconds with the man, just because I appreciate everything he's done. But in Big Hero 6, there's a sequence at the end where you find out that T.J. Miller's character is basically Stan Lee. And like, there's a cartoon Stan Lee that comes onto the screen, and he just comes in and he says, "Son, I gotta tell you a story," and it's Stan Lee's voice. And
It is Stan Lee in the picture because when they
It's
go there
Stan
to the
Lee in the
mansion, the
tree,
dad.
yeah.
You're right.
Mhm.
It is Disney and Marvel that did this too.
Disney and Marvel, and
Son
Stan
of a
Lee
gun.
makes it into the movie. So that's that was just like over the top. I mean, I love the movie anyways, but that was just a nice little addition.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He literally is everywhere. Even with, I'm not gonna say because that would be a spoiler
Oh, what?
for Guardians.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything.
No, don't say anything. But no, I mean, they said before the movie came out that he was going to be in Guardians.
Oh well, what he's doing in that movie.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say what he's doing.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean, for your money, do you see the future of Marvel just still outpacing DC, or do you see DC catapulting like with this Wonder Woman movie and actually taking the formula of what made that great, taking the formula of what Batman made it great, and actually reviving so that there's actually head to head?
I don't know. I don't see that happening. It'd be nice, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
You know,
But then again, I didn't see Wonder Woman, so what do I know?
yeah, that's true. Well, you will.
well, you're a screen talker.
I am a screen talker.
Yeah.
I guess for my money, I'm nervous because how much can Marvel actually do before it becomes overkill?
Sure.
I mean, how much can I watch heroes do everything until it becomes too much? I mean, Marvel, what, 15 movies in now, 15, 16 movies?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hit a point
Mm-hmm.
somewhere down the road where it becomes too much. Will it be that unlucky 23? Who knows? We'll find out. But DC's just getting started with their universe.
Yeah.
But the kind of what you said there, they're going to take what they got from Wonder Woman. I saw a really funny post online. It had a picture of, how do you say her name again?
Gal Gadot.
Gail
Gail
Gadot.
got it.
Gal Gadot. Gail got this movie right, is what happened.
Gail's got it.
But there was like a promotional thing, and it said Wonder Woman is wonderful, powerful, everything we needed it to be. And then someone commented below it and said, "Well, this is false advertisement." And then someone else commented that goes, "Well, you're sexist." And he responds with, "No, this is just false advertisement that DC is going to make a good DC movie after this," which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, I just don't know. I think that from a subject matter standpoint, DC always has a deficiency because, like I said earlier in the podcast, Superman was always larger than life, and he's not relatable. He's an alien, and he should have stayed dead. Wonder Woman is a goddess. She came from a god, so she's not human. She needs to stay alive. And then you have Batman, and he is a billionaire playboy who lost his parents. So there is some sort of connection there. But the good news is I think that DC will become much more relevant as the years go on if they continue down the path that they started this year. And
If.
We'll see with Justice League, though.
We'll see what happens with Justice League, and then from there, it really just matters, 1 year, 2 years down the road. The real question is, we started this back at the turn of the century with all these movies, and it just keeps seeming to get bigger and bigger with bigger budgets. I mean, the next Avengers movie is 2 movies, and it's $1 billion budget.
Yeah.
$1 billion for 2 movies.
That's a lot, and they're definitely not going to make it back.
They assume they will.
Well, not right away. I
Yeah.
mean, has a movie ever hit $1 billion in
Yeah.
ticket sales?
Yeah. Star Wars. Force Awakens.
It went over $1 billion?
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't
Force
realize it went
Awakens
over
went
$1
over
billion.
$1 billion. Oh, yeah.
I knew it took the lead as in the highest grossing film.
Nope. Took $1 billion. And you got to remember.
Wow.
You got to remember something. You don't always just count U.S. You also got to talk about international. And international wise, this Avengers movie, there's a very good chance this could hit the 2 mark, the 2 billion mark. So you spend $1 billion to make $2 billion, anyone would do that. Yeah.
Jesus. Well, it is going to be 2 movies.
It is 2 movies.
So, man,
500 mil each move.
my goodness gracious.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
Do you really think it's going to reach $2 billion?
I think so. I think. Well, I mean, between the two, think about it. That's $1 billion for each movie. If you see the first movie and you're captivated, you're going to go see the second movie. It's just like, when you went to see Back to the Future 2, you had to go see Back to the Future 3, even though it wasn't a good movie.
I will beg to differ.
Okay.
I love Back to the Future Part 3.
Really?
I think it's very well done.
Okay.
I can't think of a negative thing about it. I know I say that, but your wife's gonna drink her last beer.
How dare you?
You did a great job. That's fantastic. I'm drinking this before you get home.
I guess some of the thing I like the relation between Marty and Doc. I thought it really strengthened in this movie.
Okay.
They became more of a father and a son type
Okay.
role in this
All right.
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, when we saw Doc actually as a human as he fell for Clara, which we never saw Doc like that before. He was just the mad scientist in both movies, and now it's, hey, Doc's a human being, and here you go. You can't tell me you didn't laugh hysterically in that movie when Doc's in the saloon at the end, and before he even takes the shot of whiskey, he's just standing in front of the table and he takes one shot because he has to go in the duel with Mad Dog Tannen.
Yeah.
And then he takes the one shot of whiskey and he just falls flat through the table. And Marty runs in. He's like, how much do you have? He's like, just the one drink. Just like stuff like that. I like how they tied it into the second movie because Marty hurt his hand and he couldn't play guitar. And then you saw the accident that he avoided.
Well, that's...
They made things, and then the last message with, like, you only have a limited amount of time in this world.
Yeah.
You have your family, you have your friends, you have your life. Make sure you make the best of the time that you have.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but here's my issue. I saw all of this, besides the love story of Doc, in the second movie. I saw all of it, and I saw it in the first movie when they did it right.
I'm pretty sure when you watch the second movie, you saw the first movie.
Yes. Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Because they did go back to the 50s.
No, when I
again.
saw that, when I saw the second movie, I said, okay, I understand they're playing on the whole time continuum thing. This works. I liked that they were going into the future where he actually was successful and married his mother, but he was still around. I liked all of that. But when it got to the third movie, it was the same villains, 100 years ago. It just became so far-fetched. Don't get me wrong, I understand the whole idea was far-fetched, but it became so far-fetched that, there's the guy, the Mad Dog. No. No, I will
she
not
agrees with me
sit
about
there.
Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, you want to know what? I'm running away to find Gail Gadot, all right?
That's how you say your name.
Yeah. Gail Gadot and I are going to have a tumultuous affair on our significant others, and it's all your fault. I'm not wrong.
I bet you it will be wonderful.
It will be a wonder if I find this woman. Horrible puns included on the podcast. See? That's the love I've been waiting for from my wife. Right there.
That is love.
That is love. That is complete love. All right. Well, that's it.
Yeah. So I did have a question for you though.
Okay, sure. We can end on the question.
So like, what got you into podcasting?
Interesting. I will try to keep this as brief as I possibly can. All right, so I used to run and own and operate a video game and toy store. And that was born out of necessity. I was working a job. The job had cutbacks where my salary wasn't what I had grown accustomed to. And it was at the point where I could not afford to live. So I created a company with no startup capital. And that turned into a brick and mortar video game and toy store that I had for 4 years. And it was everything nerdy. Board games, video games, toys. People would come in with their vintage stuff. I have, and this is for another episode, but I have all these really cool things that came in that puts the stuff you see back here to shame. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it was fun. I felt like I was on Pawn Stars sometimes. I felt like I was on American Pickers sometimes. And from that, I ended up gaining a lot of relationships with people in the Syracuse region that are just as nerdy or even more nerdy than I am. And I've always wanted to have a connection to that. So I got into the convention scene. So the conventions would hire me either to be an MC, to do panels, to do trivia. But that was only 2 or 3 times a year. And I was missing that connection. And so instead of just having this big community of people come over to my house all the time, I said, well, what can I do? And I had talked about starting a YouTube video. But with YouTube video, you need to know a lot about video editing. You need to know a lot about some other things. And you have to have time to tape a YouTube video. Because for a lot of people that don't know, like a YouTube video that is edited and is professional, you know, even if it's only 8 to 10 minutes, that takes a whole day or half a day.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And I just didn't have that kind of time. And I said, well, how do I get out there what I want to talk about, what I want to say on a weekly basis? Because, you know, I'm knee deep in kid right now. And I love my daughter. I love my wife. I love my daughter. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to create a podcast. And so for Christmas, my wife, who told me to just bite myself, bought me a couple things for Christmas saying, you know, hey, I believe in you. Let's do this. And I started talking to the nerd community and everyone was like, yeah, bring me on. Let's talk about things. And so for me, you know, if I get a ton of viewers, cool. If I don't get a ton of viewers, cool. I get once a week, 45 minutes to just talk about anything awesome or cool that I think about.
Cool.
So that's why I do it.
Nice.
How about you?
I'll let Kevin go first. you know I like putting you on the spot.
Well, pretty much you started it, and then you asked me to join. And I joined.
That couldn't have been more simple.
Yeah.
No, when I was working up north, I was working at a call center, and a buddy I worked with always had his earphones in.
Yeah.
And he's laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, what are you listening to? He's like, it's a podcast called Doug Loves Movies.
Yeah.
I was like, what is a podcast? And he's just like, Doug Benson brings people on stage, they talk about movies, they get high or drunk, and they play movie trivia for the crowd. And I go, oh, okay, but what's a podcast? Like, I had no idea what this was. Yeah. At that time, I had my old iPod. I learned how to get it on iTunes, download to it, started listening to it. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then I got into a plethora of podcasts, and I don't even listen to music anymore.
Yeah.
I just listen to podcasts. And then I eventually said, I want to stop listening to these as much. And, I mean, we talk movies and games and stupid stuff every time. Mm-hmm. So I was like, why don't we just record it? Because we can.
Exactly.
So that's how we got started.
And that's how you do it. So, yeah, if you want to start a podcast, feel free to message me, message them. We're always happy to talk about it. Go check out their podcast, Screen Talkers Podcast. They have a Facebook page that'll bring you right over to the podcast. You can see everything. This will be up there. So, guys, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Having us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you. Next week, last week we were supposed to have my wife on. Next week, she's going to be on. We are going to be doing a preview show for the Salt City Comic-Con that is a week from Saturday over at the War Memorial. It is a huge show, and I'll be telling you what I'm doing at the convention because I actually have a really, really cool role, but I'm not going to tell you this week. I'm going to tell you next week.
Ooh.
So, guys...
Look, he's
See
dead.
how I did that?
Yeah, see? It's called the teaser. So, guys,
Take notes.
thank you very much for tuning in. Avita Zane, good night. And stop, and I'll tell you how many we got.
So, since we're still going, Kevin,
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say conditioner and combing.
And make sure you wash your hands.
Wash your hands.